Yeah. They just gonna bark, Daddy. They just gonna bark. Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome back. Give me a big thumbs up if you can hear me, if you can see me okay. We're trying out a new mic, and if it works, I don't have this big monster hanging down in my face. So let me know if you can hear me, if I need to turn the volume up or turn it down, whatever. Let me know. Hi, Katia. Hi, Angela. Hi, Sue. Excuse my dogs. There's people walking down the street and they don't understand why they're walking down the street. So, yeah, they have to say hello to everybody. Hi, Tom. Did everybody get to see the pictures? That's only partial of the pictures. We've got a big mattress sitting out here in the hallway. And yeah, that end of the house is a disaster. It's down there somewhere. So you see down at the bottom where the chat is, there's a little smiley face. Scroll through those. There's a lot of fun things. Hi, Robin. Hi, Carol. Hi, Pam. Hi, Barb. Y'all keep Barb in your thoughts and prayers. She's got the COVID. Not that she wanted it, she got it. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. So you can hear me. Great. Yeah, we're playing catch up. He's got me hardwired, and I should have really, really good upload speed, and I am getting pretty good speeds, but we're still in Florida. Elon Musk moved a bunch of satellites over here in Florida so everybody would have bandwidth, and he sent in something like $300, 300 systems for them to use on the Outer Bank Islands and stuff for the people that they don't have any cell towers or anything. It's so they can connect with landlines. And so, yeah, it's a little risky here. Hi, Janella. I want to tell y'all, Sue is not teaching design class this week. She is going to set up her own YouTube channel. We're going to separate the learning classes from the design classes completely. So when she gets everything set up, Pam's going to do her emails, send them out to y'all so you can go to her channel and, learn design stuff. YouTube's giving us fits. So, we're using too much time on the channel for our classes according to YouTube. All this political correctness is really curling my hair, and I don't like curly hair. So, yeah, I told her, we talked last night. I said, I think we need to break off the design class because she'd like to run longer classes. And at the rate we're going, even at an hour's time frame for each of the classes, they're giving us a little fun. So she's going to break off and she's going to set up her own hours, time frames, and everything. I really don't know the particulars of how she's going to do it. As soon as I know, I will let you guys know. Hi, Jill. Hi, Fred. Hi, Bev. Oh, Teresa Woods can read lips. Uh-oh, I better not say nothing that's bad. She might get me. It'll play catch up. It will. But he's got all the equipment. I got more wires now than Carter's got liver pills. And I do not like wires either. So, yeah, if there's one on the floor, I'm going to catch my foot off. That's fact. So, but hopefully we keep a good connection. So, but he's got me hardwired into the satellite dish itself. So, yeah, we're good. I was getting 150 megabytes per second on my speed. So that's pretty good speed. Did I check my messenger photo there for tonight's class? I don't know what you're talking about. So I can't do much on Facebook. I've been put in Facebook jail. Apparently, my little coffee meme was uh, obtrusive to some folks. They didn't like it, and it had derogatory meanings, and it was a lie. That's what they told me. That I like coffee, and apparently that's a lie. But anybody that knows me knows all that it runs, I be in my veins. Okay. Nikki, welcome. I'll look at it after class, Sue, and see what's going on with it. All right, thanks. I don't know who did it. I don't know who complained. I don't care who complained. They got a problem. I don't, but there's going to be changes with our website. We will be moving the email over to our website because we are graduating to all class mail number 3 mailbox. And we're getting really, really big for Gmail. So our website host has offered us a free email. It doesn't matter how many emails we send, doesn't matter how many we get. So we're going to do that. And we also have been offered our own social website. So we can connect one-on-one like Facebook. Oh, excuse me. Dennis is going to look into that a little deeper. And we're going to be incorporating the class stuff all on the website. Homework, everything will be on the website. So I think that's going to work better for us. There's some type of noise. Okay. I don't know what it is. What does it sound like, Katia? If it's a humming noise, my computer is running unusually hard right now, and I don't understand that. No, the computer's running big. Yeah, it's running hard right now. Hi, Tasia. We're going to work on it some more. Feedback, that's a possibility. Let me adjust that. Let me cut back on its volume. All right, how's that sound? A metallic echo noise. All right, see if it's still there. Okay, is it still there? I will. I will. A little reverb. Yeah, we're still trying to get it adjusted. It's one of those you clip on mics, and it was pulling my shirt down like this. I don't like anything pulling on my neck, and it was pulling too hard. We got adjustments to make. Listen, I just threw this room together yesterday, okay? I ain't gonna get sore ears, Joanne. I just turned my head to the bad ear. I'm deaf in one ear. Yeah, I didn't know that. I'm deaf in one ear. Could be a pigeon on the satellite dish. So, but we'll play with it and see how it's working. Like I say, it's a better mic than what I had, and it doesn't take up much real estate. The room I've got, that's wall to wall. My arms are wall to wall. Okay. And going back this way, it's a lot longer than it is wide. But the nice thing is, I can get one of them swivel chairs and just sit here and sit and spin when I'm working. And I've got another desk that's behind me that's housing the printer and stuff right now. There's still work to be done, but I will be honest with you. I've got cabinets and closets in this place that are still empty, and we've moved everything in. Yeah, I've been turning it down. Dennis will have to do some work on it. So, because he knows about that stuff. Me, I just, fiddle. So, but if it's tolerable today, we can get on with class. Okay? So if y'all can tolerate it today, hopefully next class we'll have it all worked out. But I just wanted to get the classes started again. I really wanted to get back to it. And what I'm going to do is run classes all the way up to the week before Thanksgiving. At Thanksgiving, I will cut the classes off until the first week after uh, New Year's Day, the first Tuesday after New Year's. Reason for that, that gives me time to get the website caught up. I'm working on it. Yes, I can work on the website now. I have learned things, people. I have learned. Yeah, empty cabinets, nice more room with tatting stuff. Oh, yes, definitely. Got to have more tatting stuff. Hi, Jeremy. Everybody's having tech issues. Thank you, Teresa. Um, but yeah, it's a work in progress. We are getting settled in. It's so much more room. The other place, I just felt like everything was doing this to me, and I did not like that closed in feeling. I'm very claustrophobic. I don't have a problem with this room because over here is an atrium window. It goes all the way to the ceiling and below this desk. So yeah, I can see for miles. Let's put that. So I am really, really happy. What this room will eventually be is nothing but tatting stuff. I have above me a bunk that is full of fabrics and things like that to make the bags. Once I finish making these bags with the fabric that's up there, there will be no more bags made. I will be putting the digital version on my Etsy shop for you to download. Okay. And it's not going to be very pricey. Okay. So don't worry about that. Uh, but I can't be carrying that much weight. We can only carry about 3,000, 3,200 pounds extra on the rig, along with what's already in the rig and all the furniture. So we can't top the 20,000 pound mark. If we do, the DOT will be all over us. So yeah, we got to stay under our limits. And the fabric that's up there is pushing that limit. So I've got to get that worked out. So I'll be doing that, working on the web page and all that stuff. And this room here will strictly be for classes and tatting stuff. Everything else will be upstairs in the, we call it the attic. It's a bunker. Okay? All right. Let's see. There we go. All right, so let's get on with today's lesson. Today we're going to talk about bare thread space versus a tatted chain. Does everybody understand what a tatted chain is? More weight uses more fuel, but not only that, Sue, it puts me over the weight limits, and the DOT can tell us, sorry, you got to empty it right here on the side of the road. I mean, they can stop. I don't think they can. It's not good for the tires that are on the rig. They can only hold so much weight. It could be, but most of these lights are LEDs. They're not fluorescents. We don't run fluorescents in here. I think what it is the computer that you're picking up, because it's just right over here, pretty close. So, needless to say, the difference between a tatted chain and a bare thread space is there's bare thread between rings. So it's done using a one shuttle technique. Okay, you don't have to have two shuttles to do this. Okay, Nikki, you will know what a chain is before the day is over because we're going to learn about chains and you're going to know what a ring is before the day is over. Because this is a beginner's class, I want to take you step by step through everything. And I will repeat the ring and chain method every single class until you get it. My job here is to teach you, and my job is to make sure you understand what you're taught. If you don't understand it, I don't stop. They do? Didn't know that. I'll have to tell Dennis. Dennis, Teresa said that Ronnie has problems with LEDs putting out noise on his ham shack. Yeah. So I told him he's gonna handle it. He's making notes back there. So anyway, let's get on with it. I'm going to drop into the down shot so you guys can see everything that I got on my desk. And we can start playing and having fun. Now, what I have here is pico gauges. These are clover pico gauges, but you can use any type of pico gauge. This here is a sewing seam gauge. Okay, you can use these for a pico gauge. They're more precise, okay, than most of your pico gauges made like this. Okay, so if you need precise measurement, you can use one of these, or you can get this from Handy Hands. They're very reasonably priced, and hers are very precise. Then, plus, if you're a needle tatter, you have measurement gauge here at the top for your needles. So you'll know exactly which needle you're using. Okay? And down here is just like a regular tape measure. It goes from 1 to 2 3/4 inches. And you can use this to gauge length. Like if you're tatting a chain and you want to know how many stitches it takes to do an inch and whatever size thread you're using, there's your gauge for it. They're very reasonably priced. You can put you a little jump ring here and hook it on a lanyard and carry it with you everywhere you go, and you've got your pico gauge. Now, for tatters that don't use pico gauge, that's your prerogative. Okay, you do not have to have a pico gauge. I use a pico gauge and I measure all my picos. Even if the pattern doesn't tell me what size pico I need, I measure my picos. The reason I do that is when you're working on a pattern, you want your picos uniform. That way you don't have one jumbo, one little, one jumbo, one. And there are several ways you can do it. You can use a pico gauge. You can use one of these little hem gauges. You can use these kinds of pico gauges. Or there are people that have put dots on their fingers for their measurement. As long as it's uniform, it looks better. You want to be consistent throughout your tatting. Okay, you do not want to change your consistency because it will be noticeable. Yes, we will be selling the pattern so we can make your, you can make your own bag. I will even do a video showing you step-by-step instruction for those that do not know how to sew, because I will be honest with you, I do not know how to sew. I do not know the terms when it comes to sewing. Okay? Everything I know and have learned to do has been through video on YouTube. No one ever taught me how to sew. Everything I know, I've learned on my own. So, if I can do it, you can. That I can guarantee. Now, let's get back to it. Here I have a cardstock piece of paper. You can use regular paper. You can use notepads, you can use post-it notes, you can use whatever is available. Okay? And what I like to do is I will lay my picot gauge out. Say I want this size picot or bare thread space. I would lay it there. Width-wise is what I'm looking at. I gotta get the scissors open because they weren't open. We're gonna lay our gauge right here, and we're just gonna snip right beside it. Make sure you use paper cutting scissors. Why? If you use your tatting scissors, what's gonna happen? Your scissors are blank. You do not cut paper with your thread scissors. You do not cut paper with your fabric scissors. And my husband is here to tell you that if he touches my fabric scissors to cut paper, he is a walking dead man. As soon as I catch him, he's gone. He knows how I am about my paper scissors. I've got them labeled. So, yeah, don't touch it. Now, I've got my bare thread space cut out. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this in half. All right? Now, we are going to do it one shuttle method, and then I'm going to show you the difference between a bare thread space and a tatted chain for those of you that are very, very beginner. Okay? So, let's get this thread I'm using today. Phyllis, thank you. Phyllis hand dyed this, and I just love the bright colors in here. They're so cheery. I don't know, Phyllis, I don't know if you're selling it or not. She had some at Tatting, and she's done fantastic with it. I think the color bleeds are awesome. Just awesome. They fade right into the next color and they blend so well. So just a shout out for her. So here we go. The first thing we're going to do is we are going to make us a ring. Now, your older patterns will use bare thread space constantly in the older patterns. Okay, we are talking the vintage books, okay, that are really, really old, back to the 1800s. They didn't have chains back then, they had the bare thread. So, what we're going to do is we are going to make us a ring. And our ring is going to be a standard 12 stitches. We're not putting no picots in. Not right now. All right? So, to make a ring, for you new people, grab your shuttle, Nikki. Grab your shuttle. Get your thread. And you wrap your hand like this. See how I've wrapped that all around my hand? I've made a ring, which means we are going to tat a ring. If we were going to do a chain, we would wrap our hand for a chain. And there's our chain. Okay, see, that's the difference. So you'll know. Future reference. All right, so let's get our ring ready. Choke up on my shuttle. Now, you ready? We're going to do our double stitch. This is the first half of the double stitch. You hold the shuttle, roll that thread around your hand. You do that again. Roll the thread around your hand. Y'all see how I did that? For all you newbies, roll that hand. And as you learn to tap, you'll lose that roll. Okay? It will come natural. This is the best way to explain this flip and all this. Okay? So, we've got our shuttle. Raise up on this thread. Run our shuttle under that thread. Pull it through. Come back over that thread. As you come back over, that thread that was wrapped around your hand will come off. Relax this part of your hand. Lay it down. Take your shuttle and pull it tight. Once you do that, bring it back up and you have flipped your stitch over to here. So let's do that again. Choke up. We're going to wrap our hand. going to roll the other hand, go under that thread, come back over that thread, and let that thread come off of our hand. One more thread over here. Close our hand up, pull this shuttle tight. Once you pull it tight, pull that hand back up, and you have laid in your first half stitch. You move into the camera so you can see that. You see? Now, the second half of that double stitch, you do not roll your hand. You just take your shuttle, go over the top of that thread, under that thread, and through that loop. Once you come through the loop, again, release your hand, pull straight. It will flip that stitch and pull it into place. And we have our first double stitch. This is the first half, and this is the second. Now, before I go any further, do you understand that, Nikki? I want to be sure you understand that double stitch, because that is the stitch you're going to use throughout your tatting. It's the only stitch. There's nothing else. There's a lot of ways you work that double stitch. I'll wait. Let me know if you've got it. While we're waiting, I'm going to... It's just tea. Seriously, it's just tea. There's nothing harsh. Have you got it, Nikki? All right, she's got it. Now, we want to do 11 more of these double stitches. So we're going to go 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, our ring's getting too small to work with. Hold our double stitches in the pinch, and that's what this is called. Your forefinger and your thumb are pinching that in between. So then you pull your thread out to expand the workspace. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct? Yes. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Granted, I may have miscounted. It's okay. It's just tatting. All right, now, to close this ring, you take your loop off your hand. You want to pull both ends of this ring into the pinch. The reason you want to do that is so you get that ring closed. Okay? So you hold it and you just pull. And you'll see it close up. Once you feel it in your hand, in your fingers, in the pinch, that it's closed, open it up, and you'll see you've got a ring. Okay? You got that? Now, we are getting a bare thread space for our next ring. Okay? What you do with that folded piece of paper. And this makes it so easy and so simple to do bare thread space. All right? For newbies especially. As you garner more education, more learning, you'll get it. You're welcome, Phyllis. Now, you see how I've got it? This paper is right up next to the base of that ring. Now, it is folded. That will help hold that thread space. Okay? So, now we wrap our hand for our next ring. And you bring it up right next to your folded paper. Okay? And we're going to put in another, we're going to do this one with just 6 double stitches. Okay? So 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, now we're going to close that. Once you get this ring closed, you can eliminate that piece of cardboard or paper, whatever you use to create that bare thread space. What that cardboard does is it keeps your thread and your rings uniform. Okay, let me lay this out so you can see, and I'm going to zoom in so that you can see the bare thread space. All right, now mind you, these six double stitches just don't like me. They don't want to lay flat, so we'll squish them. We'll squish them in the fabric behind. But you see, this is bare thread space. There are no double stitches on it. Your older patterns use bare thread space quite often. Okay, now say you're working on an older pattern and you want to know how many double stitches it would take to have double stitches on this and make a chain. Okay, well, let me tell you something. If you take your pico gauge that you get from Handy Hands, or you take a ruler, you take anything and measure out 1 inch, and you tack up double stitches to that 1 inch, okay, and your tension is the same throughout, guess what's going to happen? You're going to know exactly how many double stitches you need to fill that, because you can lay this down between the two. Start right here at the beginning of your 1 inch mark, and this is a 3/4 inch. It will tell you exactly how many double stitches you will need to make this chain of tatting. Okay, that's if you make you a little booklet. Remember, we had talked about this before, the little spiral bound notebook where you keep your tatting in it, your demonstrations and your notes and stuff. That's where you put this. Okay, and we will get more into that next class. We may talk about it tonight. But I wanted to show you the bare thread space. Okay, now for Nikki, she does not know what a chain is, so we're going to show her this chain. Now let me come back out. I don't want to make anybody dizzy. Okay, so here's what I want you to do, Nikki. Yeah, I know, Fred, I know. Bare thread space does scare people. It's ridiculously hard to hold even this for the space that it calls for that bare thread space. Okay, and the folded paper, especially if it's cardstock, okay, it makes it a dream because you just keep reusing it and it stays consecutively even. All right. That was one of the little tricks that my mentor, Miss Georgia Sykes, taught. She was always giving me hints on different things. All right, now we are going to do a chain for Nikki. Okay. Now, Nikki, a chain is different than a ring. We just did the rings, okay, to show bare thread space. A chain, the only way you can start off with a chain on tatting is to have a ring here, okay, which you do a chain after a ring, okay, have a knot to practice with, or a paper clip. You can use a safety pin. You have to have a placeholder for the chain, or the chain will come out. Okay. Before I go any further, I do need to make a note for needle tatters. Pam mentioned it. I'm not a needle tatter, ladies. Okay. I am a shuttle tatter. I know limited edition on needle tatting. Barb Granger and Pam are my go-to folks. Okay. Pam made mention that on bare thread space, The only way you can do it in needle tatting is if you work a true ring. Come on, tongue, work around the teeth. You have to do a true ring, okay? So that you don't lose your ring, because you can't tie the knot and all that. You're working bare thread space. Yeah, there are dead end chains. Barb did some dead end chains. She did a pattern, and we got it in the class files as soon as I can get back to work. Yes, thank you, Fred. Y'all hit that like button. And for those of you in the YouTube world that are not students but you like to watch the videos, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and give us a thumbs up. It does help our algorithm, and YouTube will advertise for us. And if you'd like, you can join these classes and get insight and insider points and patterns and so forth with our Facebook group. So please hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. We also have super chats and super thanks, and now they've given us handles. I have no idea what handles are, but we got some. All I have is love handles. Okay, I'm just being honest with you folks. That's all I got. But I will find out about the handles. But if you feel like the information that you garner from these classes is valuable to you, hit that super thanks. You don't have to, but the donations do go to help run the website and pay for the camera gear and stuff that is used to put out these videos. So let's get on with it. Now we are going to make a chain. The way you make a chain is you wrap your hand. Okay, we're making the chain loop. You take that thread, you can either come across like this, okay, or you can do like I'm doing. What I do is I wrap this finger this way and this finger this way. That helps the thread to slide, but it also keeps my tension here where I need it. That is so my stitches remain even throughout, okay? And what you're going to do is the same thing. We're going to roll that hand, go under that thread, over the thread, through the loop, relax the hand, pull this one tight, and flip that thread and pull it down. Okay? On the other second half, you go over the thread, under the thread, through the loop. Once you come through the loop, close your hand, pull it tight, and it flips that stitch. And then you just keep that up for however many times the pattern calls for. Nikki, what I want you to do is I want you to tat up 5 double stitches, okay? And then skip some space. That's a little picot we're going to put in here. And I want you to tat 5 more. And this will give you your tension where you need to work, okay? And I want you to practice. Now, we're going to check the tension. And the way you check your tension between the 2 5-part stitches. Pull them apart, okay? And when you pull them apart, if your gap between your stitches is the same throughout, you see that? Your tension is correct. Now, this part needs to match this part, so you pull your stitches apart. And you don't have to really tug and pull with them, but you will see. Okay? And guess what? You're hearing the cranes right outside my window. Come by every day. They like us. We went to another campground, and there they were, right outside the window. So they follow us. They're our friends. So there you go. You see how your stitches come apart evenly? That shows you your tension is correct. So I want you to practice that, Nick. If you can get your tension straight, you're doing good. Okay, just tie a knot in 2 different colors of thread. The reason you want to use two different colors is to make sure that your stitches flip. But if you do it the way I just told you, you will see that's going to come natural. Okay? It's going to flip on its own. You really don't have to work. Okay? So, now, as far as bare thread space, you can convert your bare thread space into double stitches, okay, by using a picot gauge. And what you want to do is tat a chain for 1 inch, okay? You tie a knot, tat your double stitches until it measures 1 inch, and then cut your thread and tie a knot at the end. And if you're using size 20, make sure you label it size 20. If you're using size 10, label it size 10. You're very welcome, Nick. Very welcome. If you're using size 40, size 80, 120, whatever you're using, 1 inch. And then it will give you how many double stitches it takes for 3/4 inches. Okay? That is one thing that will come in handy more so than anything else in your tatting toolbox is that gauge for your stitches. Then you can take any old book, one of the vintage books, something like the Riego books, the Priscilla books. I mean, these books have been around hundreds of years, okay? And you can take one of those books and create new patterns. And they're doing it. The Indrux project that Nanetta and Muscan have been working on is a complete rewrite of all the Indrux patterns. And they're coming up with some beautiful pieces, absolutely beautiful pieces. And one of the patterns that somebody had done, I have requested permission to teach the pattern in this class. So as soon as I get the permission slip signed and back from her, we're going to have it. And it's the most beautiful little batch you've ever laid your eyes on, but it has a unique technique in it. Most of the pattern is basic rings and chains for beginners, but there is a unique technique in there, but a beginner can do it. Okay, so I wouldn't teach it in beginner's class if I didn't think a beginner could do it. All right, so are there any questions for today's class? Let me move the camera back the other way. So we know what the paper is for. Now, what do you do with your paper after you used it up? After it's dirty and crumpled and everything else, you throw it away, you get you another piece of paper. You've lost nothing. One of those little 3.5 by 5 index cards can last you a very long time. Okay? So you just need enough to fold over that thread. This is only, in fact, I'll show you right here. It's only an inch. Yeah, it's only an inch long. So I cut it 2 inches, folded it in half, gave me an inch. So you see, get a lot of them out. So, any questions about bare thread space and tatting chain? I'll wait. I'm waiting patiently. Now tonight, we're going to go over our book, okay? I finally got everything. My mail has caught up. So, Nikki, in case you don't know, I live in an RV and we travel. So you will find us in your area at some point. That I'm sure of. And we're working on the signage for the back of the RV. And as soon as we get it set up, it will be announced all over the RV about the classes and stuff. So when you see it, you're going to know it's me. So, yeah, I'm advertising for us and the Palmetto's Tatters Guild. Yeah, we're going to expand tatting community. Yeah, I mean, their thread gauges are great. They're hard to come by. I mean, for years, I've been like, do you have one? Do you have one? And they're very hard to come by. And this makes it easier, and it's a lot, more cost effective. Just saying. Because after you're done, you put up, start a bonfire and roast marshmallows. You know. Pam says no, but she sees pretty thread hanging. Yes, this is my thread wall. This is this. There's 50 yards on this skein. I've got to roll it out. I got this from her, and I want you guys to look at this. Is that not the most gorgeous colorways on here? This is beautiful. I love purples, and there's certain shades of purple that I'm just like, whoa, this is one of them. This is one of them. It's in between a dark purple and a lavender, and they call it an orchid. So yeah, that's one of my favorites. But the way it just blends so well with this blue and this yellow, it's unbelievable. And it opens the eye and broadens the mind on color matching. So there you go. Talk to Phyllis. Phyllis did it. Phyllis did it. She said she gave me a couple more. And so where are they? Here's two more that are hers. This one here and this one here. This reminds me of early fall colors. This one. Now this is the size 20, am I correct? No, this is size 10. And this is size 10. Now this is 50 yards. I think she should do a shop too. I mean, her hand dyed threads, I mean, they're beautiful. I don't know how she manages to get these colors. But my go to thread is size 40, Phyllis. I'm just saying. That's a strong hint. By the way, ladies, uh, at Palmetto's Tap Dates next year, if I can get with Phyllis soon, we're going to work on a pattern together, and we're going to teach ankle at Tap Dates. We're going to do the beginner intermediate phase to ankars, and yeah, it's going to be a blast. So if you can make it to Tap Days next year, save your pennies, folks. Save your pennies. You're going to get an ankars class and learn how to tat up ankars. Because I will give you the rules and regulations of tatting ankars. And I have some metallic threads. I'll show you. My bones out. This is true ankars metallic threads. There's 5,000 meters here, and everybody will get their share at Tat Days. I have both silver and gold, and everybody will get their little share at Tat Days to play with. So, and then Phyllis has some embroidery floss that she's going to be bringing. Embroidery floss is really, really good to use for ankars when practicing. So, and it has the stability if you add the metallics with it that it needs for ankars. So, yeah, but I will show you how to use this, and I will show you the actual threads that they use for ankars. It will blow your mind what thread they use for. So, yeah, in case y'all are wondering, this is my thread wall. How many threads? So, I got all kinds of. But yeah, any questions on anything about bare thread space, working chains with bare thread space to make, the pattern work more uniform. Any, our little hint for the day, or any other questions? Now, for all of you on our web page, on Facebook group, Pam has posted pictures of part of the rig. Okay, this is the new one. The other end is not been photographed yet because I have a huge queen size mattress in my hallway that goes to my sister. And that's where we're going this weekend. Is we're heading up to Alabama to take this mattress. And then we're coming back to Florida. So we're wintering here. And that said, I'll get pictures out after we get the hallway. But I will tell you the funny about it. I come downstairs to turn the air conditioner up because I was getting hot upstairs and couldn't figure out why. Well, it helps if you turn the AC unit upstairs. But at the time, I was asleep. I didn't realize that. And so I come downstairs to turn the AC up and cool the house out. While I was going back up the steps, I hit my foot on a box that was on the steps, tripped over that, ran into the mattress, and I did this ping pong down the hallway. So I got to the bathroom and ping ponged me right into the bathroom. I was like, well, I might as well go to the bathroom while I'm here. So yeah, I was a ping pong ball. So now we just bounce from wall to wall as we go down the hallway. Yeah. I will tell you, Fred, the best thing to keep your picots from twisting is pull back on that thread. I'm going to show you all a trick real quick that I use, and this applies to Elizabeth thread. Elizabeth thread has got some of the worst twists ever in the thread, but I find that that twist only applies to certain colors. You want the girls in some of those pictures. Okay, we'll give you the pictures of the girls. Okay. But yeah, I want to show y'all something about how to get that twist out before you close your ring and then you put picots in. All right, we're going to tat up, say, 5 double stitches. It's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, did I get all 5 in there? Yeah. Now, we want a picot right here. What you want to do, Fred, is pull back on that thread. Watch that spin. Now, mind you, this is Elizabeth thread, but after it's been dyed, there's not a lot of twist left in it, just enough to tap. That's why if you buy hand-dyed thread, it taps better. All right, then you pull back to shape your ring. Go ahead and put that picot in, and then go with the remaining stitches, which would be 4 more. That's 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put that 5th one in. Now, before you close that ring, do it again. Okay? Get that twist out. You see that shuttle spinning back there? That's pulling that twist out. Then close your ring. It will stop that picot from twisting, and it will stop it from twisting on the clothes. You know how Elizabeth thread will twist on this back side on the clothes? That stops it. Okay, you can also use a thread conditioner. It helps, but it doesn't stop it. It doesn't completely get rid of it. Another thing you can use is beeswax on your thread. Beeswax has been used for, gosh, since time began on threads to keep them from tangling. Okay, and you just run it through the beeswax, then take your hand and work it into the fiber, and it will help. Okay, it doesn't attract bugs and stuff like that. Like most people go, oh, we'll get bugs because it's beeswax. No, there's no flavor in beeswax. Okay, not unless somebody puts it in there. So yeah, just the beeswax that they sell in the sewing department. Get you some of that and use it for thread condition. Um, you can use the what's the name of it? It took the place of Thread Heaven, Thread Magic, and the consistency of Thread Heaven and Thread Magic is about the same. So yeah. Oh, Carol, I'm so sorry. We'll push you around. We'll get somebody to bring a wheelchair and we'll push you around. Not a problem. When life gets normal, perhaps you'll open a shop. Phyllis will never open a shop. Life never gets normal. That's right, Fred. What is normal? If you want to do something I have learned over the years, if you want to do something, do it. Life's too short not to experience things. You want to learn something, learn it. You want to do something, do it. Don't walk away from your wants because they do supply the need. Okay? So, with that, anything else y'all need help with? Tonight, we're going to look at our books. I got to dig mine up. I know they're in this room. I brought them in here. And we're going to look at our little 3-ring binder deals. And I'm going to show you how to set it up. So, yeah, I know. We're going to have a ball, aren't we, Phyllis? I've got a bunch of beads, folks. I'm bringing beads. I'm bringing beads and I'm bringing the metallic threads. So, yeah, we are going to just have a party on wheels. That's what I said. Party on wheels. But you all will learn what you need to learn about cars. And once you learn cars, the rest of tatting is a breeze. I mean, you can figure it out because cars, it looks difficult. It's really not. Once you learn the rules is the hardest thing. And as with tatting, there's rules. There's ways you have to do it. So once you learn them, it's easy. Tatting is one double stitch. That's it. 2-part double stitch. That's tatting. It's what you do with that double stitch. Okay? So don't be scared. Experiment. Try new things. Okay? So any more questions before I close out this one? Awesome, Sue. Awesome. Way to go. So if there's no more questions, I'm going to close today's class and I will see you all tonight at 8 p.m. when we go over the tatting books that we'll be working on in the beginner class. And I'll show you how to put them together and such. Thank you, Angela. The next class, if I get the permission, is going to be them bats. They are adorable. I've also got a pumpkin pattern that I'm going to be trying to get as well. Can you beg for sponsors? I don't know. You can if you want. You're welcome, Bev. So, until 8 o'clock tonight, you will get the link in the email for tonight's class shortly after this one. This one will go up when I get out the new email link. Okay? So, until I will see you tonight. May your threads always make beautiful lace. And happy tatting to all of you. I'll see you all at 8 p.m. tonight. Goodbye.